We have another major lawsuit against the ATF and DOJ to tell you about this morning, and this case brings half the country with it. I want to tell you all about this one because this is another well thought out, strong lawsuit. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that's Acre Gold. There's a new way to buy gold through a company called Acre Gold. It's a subscription model where you can buy gold bars. There's several options to choose from, and it's a subscription model. So you put away a little bit a month, and when you reach the value of that gold bar, depending on the spot price of gold, which fluctuates daily, then they send you that gold bar. And I've been using it for months. I'm actually a customer. I pay for it out of my own pocket. And I think that it's a good way for people to secure wealth. The value of the dollar is all over the place, but gold has proven to be very valuable and maintain its value throughout history. It's an easy way to invest in gold without coming out of pocket for the full purchase price. And you can check them out right down below in the pinned comment and in the description, the link to Acre Gold, so you can check out the program and get started in buying gold with not a lot of money out of your pocket every month. Thanks to Acre Gold for supporting this video and this channel. And let's get on to this lawsuit. Stay tuned until the end of this video because not only am I going to tell you what a group has been doing that we haven't seen them for a while, and what a major group who should be doing something immediately to stop this or come out against this, it's crickets from them. This lawsuit has been brought on by FRAC, which is the Firearms Regulatory Accountability Coalition, SB Tactical, 25 states, and a wounded warrior. I want to get into this lawsuit, guys and gals, because it's extremely powerful, because I told you last night about the GOA in Texas lawsuit, and now FRAC, SB Tactical, and 25 states joining suit mean more than half the country is suing the federal government over this rule that they changed their mind overnight for items that they had approved and said is okay to own and operate for over a decade. Now they consider you a felon with an unlicensed ownership of a short-barreled rifle. And by their minds, by them using or exercising their enforcement discretion, they're telling you, by saying that, you're already a felon, you're already subject to 10 years in prison, federal prison, and you're already subject to a $250,000 fine for every single one of these firearms you have. Now, again, before I jump into this, you've seen a lot of numbers. The ATF, in their rule, they say there's about 3 million of these items, these firearms, that will be affected. And that's not really a lot in their mind. You've also seen a congressional research done where they say a really good estimate is anywhere between 10 and 40 million pistol braces in circulation in the United States, owned legally, purchased legally, and operated legally. And what FRAC points out in this lawsuit is that ATF's number, the $3 million number, it's funny because they never went after 2020 with their research. And SB Tactical is saying, just them alone, because Alex Bosco, he's the inventor of the pistol brace. He says that SB Tactical from 2020 to 2022 alone sold 2.3 million of these pistol braces. So the ATF's numbers are way, way low, and they want to keep it low for a reason, so that maybe courts don't really look into it as much. But with these lawsuits, the courts are looking into it. Now here is page 1 of the lawsuit, and you can see, this is beautiful. You got FRAC, along with West Virginia, North Dakota, Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming, along with SB Tactical, B&T USA, and Richard Cicero, suing Merrick Garland in his official capacity as the Attorney General of the U.S., the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and Stephen Dettelbach in his official capacity as Director of the ATF. Now, I also realize that not everybody watches all of my videos. I wish you all did, because the word would get out tremendously. But, and I realize that not everybody's been a subscriber since April 8th of 2021, and that's where we got into this mess. I covered it right as it was happening. It was Joe Biden's speech in the Rose Garden, and I'm going to show you the part of his speech that got us to where we are here specifically about these pistol stabilizing braces.
We want to treat pistols modified with stabilizing braces with the seriousness they deserve. A stabilizing brace hook and a pencil essentially makes that pistol a hell of a lot more accurate than a mini rifle. As a result, it's more lethal, effectively turning it into a short-barreled rifle. That's what the alleged shooter in Boulder appears to have done. I want to be clear that these modifications to firearms that make them more lethal should be subject to the National Firearms Act. The National Firearms Act requires that a potential owner pay a $200 fee and submit their name and other identifying information to the Justice Department, just as they would if they went out and purchased a silencer for a gun.
So there you go. That's Joe Biden saying that he will order his three-letter agencies to circumvent Congress and restrict the Second Amendment rights of American citizens. Unlawful, unconstitutional, and he said it in plain speak, in the best way that he can, mumbles, and here we are today. Now here is the introduction of the lawsuit, which I believe is now the 6th lawsuit against the ATF and the DOJ for this pistol brace stabilizing rule. It says for more than a decade, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives authorized the public to use pistol stabilizing braces, a popular firearms accessory, without federal regulation. During that time, ATF repeatedly issued letter rulings assuring manufacturers and the public that attaching a stabilizing brace would not alter the statutory or regulatory classification of a pistol or other firearm. As a result, millions of Americans have for years lawfully purchased stabilizing braces and pistols equipped with stabilizing braces from authorized, legitimate manufacturers with ATF's full knowledge and express approval. Then everything changed. Frustrated with congressional inaction, the President of the United States ordered ATF to abandon a decade of practice under an established statutory framework and to treat pistols modified with stabilizing braces as subject to the National Firearms Act. And you just saw that video there. This change, the president said, would require an owner of the pistol equipped with a stabilizing brace to pay a $200 fee and submit their name and other identifying information to the Justice Department or face criminal penalties. The president's express aim was to act without having to go through Congress. From there, this lawsuit goes into the submission of the proposed rulemaking, the issuance of the final rule with an effective date of day 1, which is January 31st of 2023. Then it goes into things about how this rule is unlawful, how it's ambiguous, how for more than a decade ATF had issued approvals for these items and people and companies made them and purchased them and sold them and people bought them because they were legal and lawful. It then goes into these items are in common use according to multiple Supreme Court decisions. It goes into the vagueness of surface area. It goes into how the NFA was initially just made for gangsters back in like the days of like Prohibition and Al Capone, and how sawed-off shotguns and sawed-off rifles were less accurate, and how the ATF has even said that braces make items more accurate. Which is in conflict with the NFA. And then it ultimately continues to talk about how, for over a decade, people have bought these items with ATF express written approval, and then the ATF decides that they're all illegal SBRs. Next, let's go into the prayer for relief. It says, wherefore plaintiffs respectfully request that this court enter a judgment in their favor and against defendants as follows. Declare unlawful and set aside ATF's rule and adjudications. Preliminary and permanently enjoin ATF from enforcing the rule and adjudications. Award plaintiff costs and attorney fees pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 2412. Grant such further and additional relief as this court deems just and proper. Now, I've gotten a lot of emails, messages, comments, etc. saying, where is the NRA? Well, guys, I've been one who's been calling out the NRA for all of their tomfoolery since it started coming out. But I have to give credit where credit is due. The NRA did step up in this lawsuit, and they are helping to fund this in a major way. I won't get into details and percentages, but know that the NRA is coming out of pocket with a lot of money for this lawsuit. So, hey, good on them. Thanks for joining the fight. I will also say that it should be noted, this is just Jared talking here, that you might have seen on Fox News that the NRA is suing the ATF over this. I'm going to say they're not even a plaintiff on this lawsuit. And for me, that speaks volume. Yeah, you're not a plaintiff. Yeah, you're helping out with the funding, but you're not in the fight, you're not a plaintiff. So know that Fox News actually made an error yesterday, and I verified this with several people in this process. So NRA stepped up with some funding. Good on them. But I will say there is one group who should be extremely vocal about this, and they haven't been. And it's been crickets. And to me, my own opinion is that silence is acceptance. I've said that for years on this channel. And when you're the group that bills itself as the front line for the manufacturers, NSSF, where are you? I haven't heard them. Now, if I'm wrong, please let me know I'm wrong. I've messaged Larry Keane on Twitter. I've gotten no response. If somebody can find where NSSF has come out against the ATF on this, please let me know, and I will retract this publicly, like I always do if I make a mistake. But NSSF, where are you at? On their own website, NSSF says, NSSF leads the way in advocating for the industry and its business and jobs, keeping guns out of the wrong hands, encouraging enjoyment of recreational shooting and hunting, and helping people better understand the industry's lawful product. Here we have a lawful product. We have a portion of the industry itself, which stands to be just deleted by an unlawful action. We have all of the major manufacturers. You name the company, everybody has made some type of pistol with a stabilizing brace. NSSF, where are you on this? Are you against stabilizing braces? Maybe just come out and say it. Are you against ATF's unconstitutional overreach, Biden's unconstitutional overreach, a whole portion of the industry being deleted, jobs lost, businesses lost? Come out, say something. I'd love to hear from you. If I'm wrong, I'll eat these words, but I went through their entire Twitter. I didn't see anything since the submission of the rule. It would be nice to see everybody joined in unison fighting this unconstitutional bullshit. And let me know what you think down below. This is a huge lawsuit. And yesterday, the other lawsuit I told you about, the GOA and Texas lawsuit, is also huge. These two are ginormous because with those two, there are more than half the country, like I said earlier, more than 26 states are involved in suing the federal government. And if that doesn't tell a judge something's wrong here, I don't think anything will. Good on FRAC, good on SB Tactical, good on B&T, good on all the states involved in this, and good on the Wounded Warrior who has joined this case as well. Guys and gals, support those who support you. If you want to support FRAC, I'll have a link in the description and in the pinned comment. These groups are spending a lot of money. And let's be honest, we all want them to sue, but they're nonprofits, which means their money comes from donations, the membership, stuff like that. So support those who support you and subscribe to this channel if you want to stay in the know. Till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.